Attention all aquarium owners, if you're not using these 10 fast growing plants in your tank, you're missing out on nature's own maintenance crew. These green powerhouses can transform your aquarium from a constant chore into a self-sustaining ecosystem. Want to know how? Stay tuned as we count down the top 10 plants that revolutionize your tank and cut your maintenance time in half. Picture this: a lush underwater jungle teeming with life, fish darting in and out of vibrant green leaves, crystal clear water, and not an algae patch in sight. This isn't some far off dream. It's what your tank could look like with the right plants. You know, I used to spend hours every week scrubbing algae and changing water, but then I discovered these fast growing plants. And let me tell you, they're like having a team of tiny underwater gardeners. They soak up excess nutrients, provide oxygen, and even create natural hiding spots for your fish. It's pretty amazing how they can turn your tank into a low maintenance paradise. So you're ready to transform your aquarium? Let's dive into these 10 game changing plants that'll make your tank care routine a breeze. Trust me, your fish and your free time will thank you. Now imagine a plant that's like the Swiss Army knife of the aquarium world. Ever wondered how a single species could be a water purifier, oxygen factory, and a fish playground all at once? Well, get ready to meet Hornwort, the multitasking marvel that might just revolutionize your tank. Hornwort is this feathery, bright green plant that grows like crazy. I'm talking about 10 inches a week. It's like having a little forest in your tank. But here's the cool part. It's not just pretty to look at. It is a nutrient sponge soaking up all those excess fish waste products that can cause algae blooms. I remember when my buddy Tom was struggling with a stubborn algae problem in his tank. He tossed a few in some hornwort, and within a couple of weeks, his water was crystal clear. The best part, hornwort doesn't need any special. It'll grow in pretty much any conditions, floating or planted. Now, if hornwort is the workhorse of the aquarium plants, water wisteria is the showstopper. Ever wondered how some tanks look like they've been professionally designed with perfect balance and depth? Might just be thanks to this underwater wonder. But water wisteria isn't just a pretty face. It got some tricks up its leaves that'll make your life as an aquarist a whole lot easier. Water wisteria is like the cool cousin of regular wisteria. It's got these lacy, fern-like leaves that sway in the current, creating a mesmerizing underwater forest. And boy, does it grow fast. In just a few weeks, it can turn a bare tank into a lush landscape. But here's the real kicker. As it grows, it's sucking up all those excess nutrients that algae love to feed on. It's like having a built-in cleaning crew for your tank. I remember when I first added water wisteria to my community tank, within a month, my fish were playing hide and seek in its leaves, and my water quality improved dramatically. The best part? It's super easy to care for. Just give it some decent light, and it'll do its thing. And when it gets too big, just trim it and replant the cuttings. Free plants for everyone. Now, if you thought water wisteria was impressive, wait until you meet its overachieving cousin. Imagine a plant that's not just pretty to look at, but also acts like a living water filter. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Anacharis brings to the table. Anacharis, also known as Alodia, is like the Swiss Army knife of aquarium plants. It's got these long, slender stems covered in small, oval-shaped leaves that grow in whorls. And boy, does it grow fast. We're talking up to 2 inches a day in the right condition. But here's the real kicker. As it grows, it's sucking up ammonia and nitrates like nobody's business. I remember my buddy Mike was struggling with high nitrate levels in his tank. He tossed in some Anacharis, and within a week, his water parameters were back in check. It was like magic. Plus, his fish love swimming through the dense forests of stems. But Anacharis isn't just a water purifier. It's also an oxygen factory, pumping out bubbles all day long. And for those of you with shy fish, it provides excellent cover. Just make sure you give it plenty of light and it'll do all the heavy lifting for you. While in the hours over many aquarium plants, our next contender proves that size isn't everything. Have you ever wondered how a plant smaller than a grain of rice could revolutionize your tank's ecosystem? Enter duckweed, the tiny green powerhouse that's about to challenge everything you thought you knew about aquarium plants. Duckweed might be small, but it packs a punch. And these little guys reproduce faster than you can blink, forming a natural canopy on your water surface. It's like having a living sunshade for your tank. And let me tell you, algae hates shade. But that's not all. Duckweed is a nutrient vacuum sucking up excess fish waste like it's going out of style. I remember when my friend Sarah was struggling with algae in her beta tank. She tossed in some duckweed, and within a week, her water was crystal clear. Her beta even started building bubble nests under the duckweed cover. Talk about a win-win situation. Sarah's beta found a cozy home under the duckweed. But what if your fish could have an entire floating garden? Imagine a miniature water lily pad drifting on your tank surface. Its long roots dangling like a curtain. This isn't a fantasy. It's Amazon Frogbit. And it might just be the game changer for your aquarium needs. Amazon Frogbit is like the cool cousin of water lily, with its distinctive rosette shape and those long trailing roots. It's not just pretty to look at. This floating plant is a powerhouse when it comes to keeping your tank clean. As it spreads across the surface, it creates these calm, shaded areas that fish absolutely love. And those long roots, they're like a natural filter, soaking up excess nutrients that would otherwise feed algae. And I remember when my friend Mike was struggling to get his guppies to breed. He added some Amazon Frogbit, and within weeks, he had baby guppies hiding in those long roots. It was like the plant created a natural nursery. Just keeping an eye on it, though. Frogbit can grow pretty fast, so you might need to thin it out now and then to keep light reaching your other plants. Now, if Frogbit is too enthusiastic for your tank, you might be wondering if there's a plant that's both easy to manage and incredibly versatile. Well, what if I told you there's a moss that can grow on practically anything, creating natural-looking landscapes that'll make your fish feel right at home? Well, enter Java moss, the aquarium world's answer to Lego blocks. Java moss is this incredible feathery green plant that is pretty much attached to just about any surface in your tank. It's like nature's own carpet, spreading over rocks, over driftwood, and even your filter intake if you let it. And the best part, it's super low maintenance. I mean, this stuff can grow in almost any condition. I remember when my friend Tom was trying to breed some shy tetras, He added Java moss to his tank, and within weeks, he had baby fish hiding in its dense growth. It was like the moss created a whole microsystem for them. Speaking of micro ecosystems, what if I told you there's a plant that can create its own ecosystem by outcompeting algae? Imagine a lush green giant that grows so fast it can transform your tank's water quality in just days. Ever heard of giant Hygro? Well, this powerhouse plant is like the Incredible Hulk of the aquarium world. It's got these big, robust stems and leaves that'll make your other plants look like they've been skipping gym day. But here's the real kicker. Giant Hygro grows so fast, it's like it's on a mission to take over your tank. I'm talking inches per week, folks. Now, you might be thinking, great, another plant I've got to keep trimming. But hold on a second. This rapid growth is actually a secret weapon against algae. Giant Hygro sucks up the nutrients like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, leaving nothing for those pesky algae to feed on. I remember when my buddy Dave was setting up his new tank, and it was cloudy water for weeks. No matter what he tossed in some giant Hygro, and boom, within days the water was crystal clear. It was like magic. Now Dave's tank looked great, but imagine if he could have achieved that clarity while also creating a natural canopy for his fish. What if there was a plant that could act as both a water purifier and a living parasite, all while barely taking up any tank space? That's dwarf water lettuce for you. It's not just pretty to look at. This little powerhouse is a multitasker extraordinaire. I remember when my friend Sarah was struggling with an algae outbreak in her beta tank, and she tossed in some dwarf water lettuce, and within a week, the water was crystal clear. The shade from the floating plants starved the algae, while the roots sucked up excess nutrients like a sponge. Plus, her beta love lounging in the root jungle. But here's dwarf water lettuce grows fast. You'll need to thin it out regularly to keep some light reaching your other plants. Trust me, it's worth the effort. Your fish will thank you for the calm, shaded environment, and you'll love the low maintenance beauty it brings to your tank. Now, if you thought surface plants were impressive, wait until you see what's lurking beneath. What if I told you there's a plant that can turn your aquarium into a miniature underwater prairie? It's not just about looks either. This grass-like wonder could be the key to creating natural safe zones for your fish while keeping your water crystal clear. Enter Revolutionize, the underwater grass that's about to revolutionize your tank. Picture long ribbon-like leaves swaying gently in the current, creating a lush green carpet across your aquarium floor. This plant isn't just pretty, it's a powerhouse when it comes to your water and providing natural filtration. Now, I remember when my friend Mike set up another tank and it looked bare and lifeless until he added some Revolutionize. Within weeks, his tank had transformed into a vibrant underwater meadow. His fish loved darting in and out of the grass like leaves, using them as natural hiding spots. The best part? Revolutionize is super easy to care for. Just plant it in your substrate, give it some decent light, and watch it spread. You might need to trim it back occasionally, but that's a small price to pay for natural, self-maintaining ecosystem. Speaking of easy care, let's take it up a notch. Have you ever wondered if there's a plant that can pull double duty, growing both underwater and at the surface? Well, there is, and it's about to change the game for aquarists who want maximum impact with minimal effort. Enter water sprite, the aquatic fern that's like the Swiss Army knife of aquarium plants. Water sprite's got these delicate, lacy fronds that look like something out of a fairy tale. But don't let its fragile appearance fool you. This plant is tough as nails. It can grow submerged, sending out these beautiful feathery leaves, or float on the surface, creating a natural canopy for your fish. I remember when my buddy Alex set up his first community tank, and he was struggling to keep the water clear and his fish happy. I suggested he try some water sprite, and man, did it make a difference. Within weeks, his tank was crystal clear and his fish were thriving. The best part, water sprite grows like crazy. So Alex could easily propagate it by breaking off pieces and replanting them. All right, let's wrap this up by talking about how these fast-growing plants can totally transform your tank. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground here, from floating gardens to underwater prairies, but the real magic happens when you combine these plants to create a natural ecosystem in your aquarium. Think about it. You've got plants that clean your water, provide oxygen, and even create hiding spots for your fish. It's like having a team of tiny underwater gardeners working 24/7 to keep your tank healthy. And the best part, once you've got these plants established, your maintenance time goes way down. So why not give it a shot? Start with 1 or 2 of these plants and see how they work in your tank. Before you know it, you might just have a thriving underwater paradise right in your living room. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and stay tuned to our next video, and I'll see you there.